Hello, good evening. Okay, everything is working now. So, this is a conversation between ranking members of KOTF. This is an NA clan that participates in EU events also. So, this is just some ideas that we are sharing with each other and the rest of the world. So, to start it off, what I thought would be interesting is getting some maps together from previous events that we've played, both NA and EU. I think mostly EU for this one, but basically getting together a bunch of maps and telling you and each other what we think of them. That will lead into a further discussion, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, we have a view of these maps with commentary by my good friends Curly, if you'll say hi, Curly, Knight of Vasconia,
Hello.
and Sergeant Kyndral.
What's up, guys? Sergeant Kyndral of the Scar here.
That's him. All right, so we'll start off the first one by beginning the video. If you want to wipe your sheet, Curly,
Oh yeah, my bad.
you under the profile pictures here, you can see Curly's screen where he has MS Paint if he needs it, and the videos that I'll also be giving you from the Steam browser, which is the main part of your screen. So I will begin right now around the 9:20 mark, and this is an overview of one of the maps
9:20.
that we played. Yeah, 9 minutes 20.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So, I guess Curly, if you have played on this map a bunch, or if you remember this particular event, what thoughts do you have of the map here?
Uh, personally, which is it the Crusaders ones? Yeah, it
This is
is.
the Ottoman
It's
Crusaders map.
this is where
Hmm.
I think is where the campsites are very like unbalanced. I don't know if it's this one or if it's
Yes,
the one after this
I
one.
believe this one has let's see. One of the camps is
It's like completely enclosed, only has one entrance, and the other camp. Yeah, it's you see. Actually, no, it's not this one. It's the map after this one.
yes, it's a map after
Uh,
this one.
It's the map that they created after this one, but I mean, it's not a bad map. I personally, it's just you cross the river, you fight on the hill, or you fight at the riverside. It's one of the two. Um, I like it. It's a really good open field map. I personally think I've led once on this map,
I don't recall
once or
leading
twice.
very many times on this map, but I do think there is.
Angel has led more on this one,
Hmm?
or Lee.
Oh yes, I think I remember Lee leading a couple of rounds on this one in particular. But Kindrel, do you have any
Mm-hmm.
particular thoughts on this map?
Bro, I don't think I've ever seen this map,
You've
but I'm
never seen
looking
this
at
map.
it,
It
and I
is an
gotta
old one.
say that double bridge on the water is terrifying to me.
For what
Yeah, but I
reason?
don't. Did we even fight there? I think we fought there once.
I've
I think
only
we've
done the
actually
Crusade
fought there
one like
once.
It
2
is.
times,
It's the
and
one from April the 5th, 2025. So probably something that they have like patched out or something like that.
No, I
But
mean, yeah, I think it was like one of the older maps that we don't really play on anymore.
mm,
It's one of like their field battle maps. The other one that have been playing on, it's like it goes from a field battle, and if you win, you go to attack their camp, and if you
right.
lose, well, you defend your camp, and that's like kind of like the way they've been doing it recently.
yes, that and we are back. Reconnection successful. Amazing. I will fix what I can in post production and get. Oh, yep, we're getting good numbers now. That's great. I don't know what I did, but it fixed it for now. Um, so back to that conversation. Moving on to the next map. I like this map as well. I think there's a lot of tactical capability here because there is some spots where it's open and some spots where it's closed. The only thing I don't like, which I can appreciate, but also don't like, is the fact that the two bridges right next to the spawn. I like that they're next to the spawn. I don't like that there's only two bridges. Or maybe even I do, but I don't like that they're on opposite sides of the map. So if you're anywhere in the middle, in order to get to the other side, you have to cross like, you know, a huge circuit. And
Right.
for a game like Bannerlord where the infantry don't have any speed buffs or possible speed buffs, unless you're in a cart, uh, I don't know if that's the
Yeah.
best play. I don't know if that's too Pepsi. So I think the bridges are the only issue I have with it. Other than that, it's wonderful in terms of scenery. It's wonderful in terms of tactics. It's actually my favorite EU event of all the EU events ever. The Seven Kingdoms event is my favorite, including the Ottoman Crusade one.
Okay.
All right, so we'll move on to the next one then. Next one is also an Ottoman Crusaders one from April the 12th of 2025. I will put it on 0.25 speed for your viewing enjoyment. This is the third video on the list at 29 minutes 40 seconds.
Sorry.
Maybe 0.5
Check
speed
the
is a
group
little bit
chat.
better. Oh yes, I'm looking at it.
And then we're doing this map.
Yes, sir. All right, this is a test episode, the first pancake, right? So don't worry if there's any technical difficulties, it'll be fixed in episode 3.
Oh, it could also be me, because I'm also I wasn't. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're good for now.
Yeah, good enough. In the archive, it's always it's always a lot better. I like how YouTube it's like it's very forgiving because even if your internet or your computer is trash, YouTube will kind of like make it the least common denominator. So most people will be able to watch it in HD anyway when it comes out. Hopefully it's
What
smooth.
number am I watching? What
This
number?
is the third
20.
one, the Ottoman
Yeah, but
Crusades.
20
Oh, the let's see,
timestamp.
2940. Let's do it from there.
29. I'm at 29:14. Perfect.
Good. Kyndral, do you have any thoughts so far? This is a very open map. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of
I
buildings or
love this
any
map.
obstructions.
Ooh, yeah.
This is one of my
Looking at it.
favorites.
Oh yeah, this is with the camps. Ooh.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Just the camps that piss me off. But go ahead.
Yeah, I like it. It was hard for me to like give a crap about the terrain because I was too busy getting annihilated by horse archers the whole time because I hate them. Um, and I will say this is a fantastic map for Cav. There's a lot of
It is.
light hills, so it's good to get behind them because archers can't really get you. You can kind of sneak up on infantry, but the hills aren't steep enough to really slow down your horses. So it's fantastic for horses. If you're a Cav player, you're gonna love this.
Yes.
I will say I
And
think the camps are imbalanced though. The rocky one that we're in by the forest, that one's way harder to hold than the other one. The other one they have like great places
The
for
one,
all
the
their
one over
archers
here.
to post up and not as many openings to get into.
So the one on the left is the one that's really hard to hold because there's like
Yeah.
one opening there. There's one, two. I did the thing that Lamia wanted me to do.
yes, please.
Fucking, that's exactly what he wanted me
Yeah.
to do. Fuck! I have to delete this.
Oh, you can start another one. You can open
How do I do
multiple
that?
MS Paints. If you right click on the app on your taskbar, if you right click, you can open another one. Yep.
What? Oh, okay. So
Oh.
I'm fucking retarded. Okay. Ooh, that is not in front or not. Whatever.
It looks fine.
Looks good enough. Yeah. Good enough is the most you can ask for at this tactical level.
Red is bad or openings.
Yes,
You have
okay.
one, two.
You want to do it
There's
circles?
1/3,
There was a
or at
fourth one
least,
in the back.
or at least, really like back here. Here.
That rightmost red one. There's another one near there. Because there's the one where you it's like a
It's the
broken
ruins,
wooden
right?
archway. Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
two
So
entrances
okay.
right
So
next to each other
I
there.
think it's literally these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then like 7. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like that.
and you only have one
It's
place where
fucking
archers can be.
crazy. and then here you just have one fucking opening. That's just
Yeah,
how's
and they
that
have
fair?
like archer towers and everything. Yeah.
Like how's that
Oh,
fair?
I
You
believe
can
if you
they can
look at
hold it here.
1 hour and 3 minutes, there's a slight overview. Is that the correct one?
1 hour and what?
Let's see, 1 hour 3 minutes or 1 hour 4 minutes.
I'm at 1 hour two. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Jelly.
Yeah, it's just not. You can't win against that.
They have like one little break in the side, kinda, but
But even then, it's
and it's got rubble and stuff, so you have to like go over. It's not good for footing.
Yeah, so what I'm drawing out here, I think on Curly's screen is the way that our unit had attacked. It's
Mm.
actually these events I appreciate a lot because of the way that they basically enforce and kind of highly encourage the teams to act as like a single cohesive army. So drawing these is a lot easier than it is in some of the other events where I have to draw like, two here, three
I don't know
units
why you
over
started
there
fucking
going
just
this
started
way.
scribbling.
Well, yeah, that means they're fighting. That's where it gets incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
See,
Kill
it's
feed.
it's very representative, I think.
no, yeah, I like it. Personally, I don't even know what I would do in this situation if, other than where are the arch? Where I wasn't here for this siege.
I
Who
think that
are
the
this
blue guys
battle?
that was one of us. That was one of our team.
Where are the archers? Are these archers
The
right here?
green is archers and cavalry. I should probably distinguish, but I haven't done it enough to figure out which should be. So
Yeah.
green
Is this
represents cav
who's
and
this
archers.
on the left
That
flank?
I don't remember actually.
Mm.
Yeah, we never went to that side. We were always up more on the right.
I just don't like. What would you? I feel like you would just line up your cavalry on this. Like, let me just get this a clean slate so I can do my own little
That at
thing.
103, I think there should be. Oh wait, no, that's 102. There should be the
Let's
first
do the
person
whole thing.
before I died, somewhere around there.
I'm gonna do the whole thing just so I can give you a reference of probably what I'd do.
Yes, please do.
Can I get rid of this?
Blink, blink.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, enemy, 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 enemy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Friendly. And I'm assuming friendly. And I'm assuming friendly was over here, right? On the right side?
Assumedly,
Yeah.
yes.
Because the
Okay.
parts I was always in was where your cursor is, and then even higher up. We were trying to go directly to the side.
Okay. So that's infantry. That is how I'd line up our infantry.
Mm.
Archers would be yellow. Archers would be here and here.
Okay.
And then we will have. However, why is this song?
What? Do you have an issue with
It
MS
was an
Paint?
Angry Bird song. It was an Angry Bird song.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I couldn't hear it.
It's fun. All right. Cavalry would be purple, 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 and I would have all cavalry stacked up here. And it would just charge cavalry in.
Okay.
After
That
the
might be a little bit
actually,
difficult for the viewers to see. Could you make it a light purple or like a pink?
yeah,
Or green.
I'll do green. I'll do light green.
Great minds think alike.
That's
Yeah.
cav.
It's like the exact green in Total War games.
All right. So what would I do? What would I do? I'd probably advance all infantry at the exact same time
Okay.
with archer support, focusing the center where you can hit the sides of them.
Okay.
And then as soon as all infantry charge, we get our cav to charge the flank.
Jump
and
over?
recharge. No. They just charge in.
Okay.
They would. It's kind of like how you do your Total War tactics, where you charge in,
Hammer and anvil.
and then come out, and then come back in, and then come out, and then come back in as
Oh,
many
that's
times
true.
possible,
Yeah, he's just giving them kidney shots.
and just disrupting that line where it's this until this right flank can overwhelm this right line, and then advance on the middle. These guys are all holding, while these guys push. Hopefully, once this right flank collapses, the enemy pushes back and holds here. In that case, you just make sure that you cut them. The right flank needs to cut them off and hold them off here with the cavalry as well,
Okay.
charging in and just full committing. And if let's say you don't beat them and you're holding against multiple numbers, and you're holding against multiple numbers here
Mm-hmm.
in the big chokehold, and all the archers on the walls. What would I do?
Keep in mind, I think I'm seeing on this video that there are enemy cav in the field. So I don't know what the numbers are, but there are friendly and enemy cav in the field, and so that cav, I don't know how much time they would have to form up.
They had many more cav than us, didn't they?
They had the
Yeah,
same
they
amount
always
of
did.
cav, and then they also had an entire contingent of archer cav.
Horse archers.
Yeah, which was that swayed it in their favor every single time. There's nothing you can do to those guys.
In my opinion, if that's the case, it's up to the cav to either stay on the move around this, and as soon as they see everyone charging in, they come in and join in, and just keep moving around the circle, around the encampment, and protecting our archers, or either not even going around it, just staying here, just rotate this.
Yeah, just protecting the infantry.
Just protect the archers and the infantry in the back, and then keep some infantry in the back lines protecting your archers, because cav will never always be able to protect them. And as soon as everyone charges in at once, cav charges in, does one charge and hammer anvil, tries to outmaneuver infantry, try to outmaneuver them. Maybe archers can try to help. I don't. It's hard because I wasn't there. I would have fucking tried to, and it's hard also because these clans don't move as one.
Yes, yeah, it's
if
hard.
you are the deciding factor, if you're the biggest clan, then you will decide who moves and who and when you charge. But for example, if let's say we had 40 KOTF, I would more than likely consider or dedicate all KOTF on the right flank, like how we already were, and try to overwhelm them with having either our own cav members or having communications with the cav. Hey, charge in behind us as soon as we charge in, or we'll charge in behind you as soon as you charge in. One of the two.
Yes. There is I didn't know that before I became a sergeant, but turns out they actually do the special units before. They decide them before. They have them in the list, especially for this Ottoman Crusade event. There is a lot of criticism of its organization, but in that sense, it is organized incredibly well, where you know exactly how much of a special unit and who.
That's what's really,
And they do pass them around quite fairly. So if people dip out mid game, you'll be allowed to change mid game, which not a lot of other
because
events
it's very
do.
useful. You need all your guys. If let's say you have 10 cav on each side, you need all 10 cav to be able to counter their 10 cav or go against their infantry or archers.
That's true.
So if let's say you're down one, be like, hey, KOTF, we need one guy to join us cav. Okay, yeah, we'll send one guy.
Now, since that's the case, what we know now, I mean, maybe some of these clans, not KOTF specifically, but maybe some clans during these events will want to talk to each other and figure out, like, hey, if this signal is given, maybe this certain thing should happen, and leave it at that. And maybe having the suggestion for a larger strategy is great, even if you don't have to enforce it.
I think the idea where they have it where only clan leaders can talk in the chats is really useful.
It's great, but that takes away
I wish-
from the actual use of it,
Exactly.
because clan leaders have to manage their own guys. You would need like a secondary person in the clan to coordinate with the other coordinators, if that was
Yeah, I mean, you can always have one of your guys have that role to be able to talk in that chat. But it's just hard to. Sometimes we do it. Sometimes I've seen Gage like, hey, tell everyone in the chat or tell the team chat that we need support on this side, or hey, we're gonna push the right side, or tell them to all form. I've seen that happen several times where we try to communicate as best as possible.
True.
And that's just the only thing that we can really do is try to communicate.
That's true.
Until I feel like, let's say we get to a point where we're as big as BRE and we can have sustain our own numbers and trust ourselves to take care of ourselves and win our own fights, then yeah, we don't really have to worry about going based off everybody else's, you know, movements or
That's
say
true.
or plans.
Or
So,
if
yeah.
we kind of understand these maps, and if you understand what units are capable of doing, their strengths and weaknesses, then even if you have 10 guys or 5 guys, put them in the right spot. If you know where that right spot is, then you will have that decisive factor. Nevertheless, moving on, we will go to the fourth video now. At 7 minutes and 34 seconds, this is the Bloodhold event. This map in particular is the same map which we have used for
10 minutes and what?
the 7 minutes 34 seconds. This is the map that we also used for the Samsung event. Samsung sponsored a Bannerlord event, and it happens to be on this map. I don't know if they made any changes between that event and this one.
Wait a second.
What's
Are
that?
you sure it was a map?
Mhm.
I thought it was a 700.
giant tree.
Yep, there's a giant tree
Then
on the
that
ledge.
was a different. That was another event that I wasn't a part of. What the fuck?
No, you were there.
Event? You weren't
Yeah, you definitely were there, right?
We all got on
It was all on
tree
stream.
cliff right there.
Yep, and Jeremis jumped off of it.
No. Wait a
Yep.
second. No. The Samsung event that I was a part of, I was not a part of this event.
Really?
The Samsung event that I was a part of was the
700
one, the Siege one. Yeah, the 700 player Siege one.
There were multiple maps. This
That
was the
castle
last
one.
that was supposed
Wasn't
to
it? Yeah, I think it was a two-part.
The balancing, we just instantly lost. This was the
Oh,
back half.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the
that
same event.
leave
It was two
halfway
separate
through?
sections. Yeah, you might have left
That's
or
right,
came
that's
late or
right.
something like that.
Okay, I was tripping balls. I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
"No
only
way, I
on one
remember
day
this."
because I think they only sponsored the thing once, as far as I know. For now.
Yeah, okay.
For
Makes
now. Okay, so as far as the map, what do you think of it, Curly? It definitely isn't a cav map.
What do I think of it? Sorry, I'm trying to refresh your live stream to make sure I'm up to date. And it's not lagging.
Woohoo!
We are.
Yeah, I knew
so
I know the
behind.
fix.
Okay, now we are.
I know the fix to it. Yeah, there's a delay. I think it's like a 30-second delay on it. But if I say the fix live on air, it'll be very bad. It'll be very bad. So I'll wait until after, let you know what happened there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. What was the question? What?
What do you think of the map? Through the overview.
I wasn't here for this part of the fucking section for this event. I was only here for the big siege of the castle siege, where it's like the castle surrounded by water, and then you charge the bridge.
You
and
know
that shit
what?
is chaos.
You know what?
Yeah, it was.
I will do that then. I'll go. Let's see, Lumia. Samsung event. Let's see.
It was chaos,
I'm
but fun.
famous enough.
Yeah.
I am famous enough. There we go.
It was so stuttery, dude. It was like 7 frames.
2 hours and 2 minutes. Nope, this is Skyrim. What in the world? No, this is the wrong thing. Okay. Anyway, this is number 4. Kyndral. You remember the Samsung event and probably this one too, right? What do you think of this map?
Oh yeah. You're talking the one with the giant tree that
Yes.
jumped off of?
Mr. Giant Tree.
Oh,
Man,
like,
it's such a
It's at
hard thing because
738.
I'm a big spirit guy. I like the spirit of maps and ideas and all that. And so recently I've become leadership and I'm trying to look at things more tactical and practical. So a map like this really throws me for a loop because it's so beautiful and scenic. There's so much work put into it, but it actually ruins a lot of the tactical stuff because of all the little divots of like marshland and swampland. It actually hurts cav quite a lot. All the trees can like ruin archers and stuff. So really, to me, this kind of just makes it seem like it's a slogfest with infantry, and that you're just gonna have to power through for the most part, and you're just gonna have to really study the map when you're there and find the niche little spots where an archer can actually get a good line in this specific spot. But there's nothing like obvious. So
Yeah,
while
it's
I
not
do really
easy
love the
to
map,
know
it's
how to
not
win
like-
here.
Yeah, it's not a leader's map. It's more of just a just go crazy on it.
have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the perfect thing for like a mass. And this map is big. This map is definitely big enough to host 700 players. Whereas like probably that previous map, it would get a little bit. It would be epic, but it would get a little bit cramped.
I think that was a
It was
problem.
perfect for the event But if you're trying to like learn leadership and stuff, this is an advanced map where you're gonna have to really understand every bit of what your army can do and the different like kinds of troops in order to use it to its advantage. So I'd say this is definitely an advanced tactical map.
Indeed. I don't think we're at that level yet, but maybe we'll get there one
No, definitely
day.
not.
Episode
Dude, I lead
5.
skirms.
Okay, so yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to that as well. One more map, and then we will continue with our discussion. We have the Bloodhold event on April 24th, 2025. This map is actually pretty cool, quite open. The view starts at 2230.
Sorry, I was not even fucking.
Bloodhold event 42425.
42425. Yes, I think it's the last link in the group chat.
I was not even paying attention. I was not logged in chat.
Well, I think the audience is enjoying the music.
I remember this one.
I'm on muted. What?
Was this the one where it was like only
40
7 KOTF people and Alex led
40
us
what?
all to victory?
I believe so.
2240 about.
Yeah,
22 seconds
2230.
earlier. That's it.
Okay, I'm doing it on 0.5 speed. So this map has a huge river, but a navigable one. In the middle, there's what, like 2 or 3 continents. There's one island, and then that's pretty much it. And I really like this map. There's enough open field and like shoreline and forest cover to really suit a lot of people's likes, and all the points were at the different spots. So I like how it was balanced. I like how everything was separated, but also it blended together very naturally. What do y'all think?
I agree.
Nice one, Kyndral. Nice one.
all right.
I agree.
Yeah, there's there's a whole lot of stuff. Look at this A point, they're holding the flag there. What is a cav gonna do? A cav charge on that point is gonna be really tough because it's just a sudden hill.
Incredibly. And I was as an archer, I led the archers for a couple of rounds here, and on that A point, it's you can't really rush that or surprise anyone there. You have to walk across a river, and at full speed with your weapon away, it still takes you like 8 to 10 seconds to get to that island. So you can pop off at least 2 shots.
Yeah.
And maybe you can hit their legs. Maybe you can, just hold it for when they start to swing on you. But
oh my god, that's a lot of people.
yes, these clips are. It's all because of the map. It's the map that allows everything here.
Right, and that's one thing I really liked about this one. Like Alex, I've done this map a couple times. The first time it was seriously like there was 5 of us, all infantry, and what we would do is while everyone else is in the main fight, we just ran and capped a flag, like C flag, I think we did. It was just 5 of us holding it, but we were able to get morale for the entire team. And because of the water and the weird terrain and everything, most people don't want to leave the fight they're in because it's going to take too long. So they're hoping to win this fight and then go take the flag.
Yes.
It actually worked against them because they were able to hold, because you can't do your fancy footwork so well in the water because you're slow. So the fighting took a lot longer. We were able to hold the flag. We literally won 2 rounds, just 5 of us holding flags the whole time.
Yep, and nuts. It's no plan survives first contact with the enemy. So if you make sure that like the time reliant part of you winning the round is taken care of, then you can fight all you want. Because if you have the flag and they don't, then it doesn't matter at that point even what strategies y'all are doing, as long as you don't die. Yeah. Curly, any thoughts?
I've never been on this map. I wish I did.
It's an incredible one. I think I've only played once on here.
It is personally a very inf-heavy map. I mean, the infant archers, of course. I mean, personally, it's balanced. I think it's, I don't know.
It's incredibly
pretty
balanced.
Yeah. It's balanced, but at the same time, I don't know, Cav. I doubt Cav would ever fucking go into that.
You know what?
Mosh pit.
You know what?
I mean, even though they're doing it right now, right? But
because they have to. They don't want to, but they have to.
Yeah.
That's where the flags are.
This map is it's like a checkerboard, or a chessboard even, where it's like you have the white and the black squares. Every other bit of this map is either a downward divot into a river or an upward hill onto a bank. It's constantly ebbing and flowing into that. So it's like everyone's getting the same disadvantages left and right when it comes to that.
That I can
And you
do.
can
I
hit
can
some
agree on that.
crazy angles too. Like there are some
Yeah, look at these
hills
guys.
here where it's like you're covered by some hills, but also have a clear shot onto like another hill. So it's incredible in that way too, because you kind of never know where you're gonna get shot from.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like I agree, don't get me wrong. I like it a lot, and I think it's a good map. But like, look at what this guy said in chat. Who made balance for this event? And they're like, it's just, it's not. I think it's a good map. Personally, I think it's a good idea or a good reference for people to be like, "Yo, we need to make more maps like this. We need to get this. The maps is what brings the community together to do more,
yes,
big player events, to be around more, to be more active, to go to events, to post, more content." Because playing the same map, it gets boring. And personally, I'm not trying to hate on BRE or anything, but I think that's kind of like why a lot of us got bored of the BRE Sunday events, was because it was the same map over and over and over again. Um, but personally, I think this is a really good like change of pace. I think this is really good, even if the event lags a little bit, even if the event takes a while to start, whatever. I definitely think it's worth it to just experience the map, experience all the people playing, and all people like hanging out, seeing all of them run around this fucking big ass map. It looks cool. It's fun. It is what it is. Like that's what we came here for.
that is what we came
That's when
here
I was
for.
dropping the banner for you. I remember this one, and we protected you guys on the bank of that one river. That was the coolest
Yes,
part of
that was one of the best rounds. Curly, you're gonna love this. And I
Mm.
think I can. Well, I don't need to do a drawing on a map here, but when we get there, I will maybe commentate on that a little bit. Um, Curly, any final thoughts on this map?
Um, no, I think it's really important for all the map makers for all the events, KTE, HRBH, uh, BRE, all in like CI, especially CI. CI has some like really nice maps. All the events that we go to, I think it's really important to either get in contact with you or to get in contact with somebody to try to work together and do things in a collective manner to keep improving and keep continuing, bringing out more maps, on a monthly, weekly basis, whatever it is. That's what brings or keeps this community alive in reality.
That's the truth. Communication, currency, right? Like the thing about money is it's useless if you don't spend it, right? So currency is the flow of money. So communication and creation of maps, creation of mods, creation of content. It's useless if it sits on your computer and doesn't go anywhere. But when it flows around, that's where it has value. I want you to look at that. Um,
Yeah.
the round that we were talking about is next round. Actually, I'll see if I can find um the timestamp for you. It is 44 minute. No, 44:51.
I will say your
44:51.
stream is lagging from me. I don't know if
Is
it's
it
just me or
is it
yours.
doing that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a robot voice every.
A little bit. Okay.
Still able to hear and understand though.
It's
Numbers
stuck
on
on.
my
I'm watching the
side are.
stream and it's stuck on that like island spot where I said they charge over the island and it keeps like buffering there.
Mm, interesting.
I don't know if it's just me, but if
That could
it's
be.
not.
I don't know. We'll figure it
It's
out
whatever.
later.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
test run, so regardless. Um, I think. Let's see. I'll also go to it myself. I'll put it back
If you want me
on
to stop
one
streaming and you
speed.
can just stream yourself, you can. Maybe that's what it is.
Not sure. Well, no, I do this regularly, so that's probably not the issue.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's see if I can get the actual. Let's see, 44:51 was it? No,
Oh yeah.
that was not it. Maybe it was.
Are you talking about? Yeah, we're gonna talk about where you.
Oh
were
yes, this
fighting
round. This was the round.
Yeah.
So essentially, we walked off of the shore. I was leading the archers. We got the cover of the trees, right? And then there was a unit that was attacking us from behind. You see where those horses are, right? On the left.
Yeah.
So there's a unit that's gonna hide behind the rock over there. A green shield unit, and I try to focus on them. KOTF, the infantry, I think it's like 4 or 5 guys, doubles back to help us, and then I essentially provide archer cover, and it looks really good in the cinematic. Although that is
Well, I
indeed
think the one,
not the
'cause
round.
I'm looking. Yeah, Curly, you're at 30 something. You want to go to like 45 minutes?
No, look at this.
Oh, there it is. Yep, it's about 45-30. 45-30. Yes, this is one of my prouder moments as an archer. I didn't hit a lot of shots, but I guarantee you, I helped.
Yeah.
The infantry were kind of covering us for a little bit, but then you know, they decided that moving on was better. I think I hit more archer shots in this game than I have in probably like 3 times my average in events.
Nice.
Mostly because I lag a lot, but
Yeah, I remember our
I was
comments. You were
popping
like,
off.
we gotta protect our boys. We gotta protect our boys.
Nice shot.
Yes. So yeah, this was a great round. This is a great example of teamwork and the ability of mixed unit tactics to maximize the effect, because that was
Yeah.
probably about 6 guys against probably 5 or 6, maybe even numbers. But guess what? We won and they didn't.
I'm pretty sure either you or Lee have it
Two kills for me.
recorded where it's that one time I led. I think it was KTE event. It was like the Athens Sparta event or something like that. I think it was Crusaders or Ottomans, but like on that Athens Sparta map.
Okay.
And we had like 5 archers, I think, and I was leading, and it was the most fun I've ever had. I think a lot of people can like back this up because it was. I think it was me, Lee, and someone else. It was before Lee became a marshal, and I think you were there too. It was fun as fuck. We basically did what you're doing here, where I was leading the infantry, but I had the archers behind us, and I was using the archers to our advantage. And it was just the best. Knowing where to place your archers, knowing where to, tell them to shoot, tell them where to, focus, and
Yes.
tell them when to not shoot, all that stuff.
This game is literally like, I'll never stop saying it. This game is literally what is it? Total War in first person.
Yeah, Twitter
Oh,
War. Yeah.
absolutely.
Even
and I'll
made
say,
partially by the
I've
same
only
studio.
done Archer. I've only done Archer like 2 or 3 times ever, but I will say when you get that great Archer round, it is one of the silliest, funnest things. Like we did one the other day. It was like the Saxony event or whatever, and Gage was leading, and we all went archers. And that was the second time I've ever gone archer. We were like hiding in trees and like shooting people. The cav would charge, and Gage is like, hug a tree, these are our trees, they can't stop us.
It's
And
archery.
we would hide behind the tree, the cav charges right by us, and then we pop out and just blast them. I got like 2-3 headshots. We were killing it. It was such a silly, funny time, dude. And we were always like the last ones to die. So it's like every now and then, yeah, you get a good archer round. It's just one of the funnest things ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. Now,
That's why I always prefer archers. Like when we do special units, I prefer to bring archers because you is so much more useful. And personally, I think we have better archers than we do fucking cav players.
I think we have more archers than we do cav players. If we had a lot of good cav, it would be destructive. But
Dude, on the
Yeah.
last
that's hard to
PvE,
train. It's
Training,
hard
we
to
need-
train.
Him on
It
the
is hard to
archers.
train.
If anything, we need to train cav more,
Indeed.
like all the way around overall.
Yeah, I want
train
like
cav.
I love Dino. I want Dino to be our worst cav.
Can I request to be
Yeah, yeah.
the cav leader for Vasconia?
That's technically Unknown's job, so I can give him. I can give him a fucking.
I'll be his
He's
deputy.
actually good at cav.
I'll be his deputy. Yeah. So whenever he's not on, then I'll do it.
I'm just saying every time KOTF got a cav, retinue or a contingent in an event, Unknown led it and cav was on top.
Yeah, Unknown's good at cav.
Yep, like 3,000.
Unknown has a way of
I'm gonna
like,
try to bring him back.
he is like 900 IQ, but he talks in 4 IQ.
Yeah, dude, that's a great way to explain it.
It's because
He
he's.
goes like,
he-
oh god, I'm on god.
I fucking love Unknown, man.
Yeah, dude.
I want him to
Or
come back, man.
like when
He's
he came
here.
back and then Gage was like, "I missed you, man," and everyone's like, "Oh, he said something nice. Clip it, clip it."
You gotta miss Unknown. If there's anybody in a video game that you're always gonna remember, it's Unknown.
Oh, here it is. Here, wait. That one you're watching, back it up a little bit, because this is the part where we like all had to get into a melee and everything.
Oh yes, this was the archers. We ran out of arrows and then we got rushed by infantry.
Yeah, and then we were like, "We gotta go back 'em up, boys. Protect our boys."
Yes, we were the last
I
alive.
forgot-
I
I
think
forgot
this
we
is
were
this
here
is the
twice.
final stand right here. One of my proudest rounds.
Mm-hmm. This was it. I forgot that we were here earlier and then left and then came back.
You're trying to pick up the shield.
I did.
I'm
Gotta
sitting
do
there,
what
I'm
you
like,
gotta
"I gotta
do."
protect the banner. Gotta
Oh, you
protect the
killed.
banner."
Oh, you got this horse. That's good though.
Yeah, I love like hewing
Oh, there you go.
horses. Oh,
There's a good song for this clip.
It is. This kind of sounds like a she shanty. Sea
Or
shanty.
something. Or something.
that's freaking Yoshi.
Oh my
right
god, you
there,
got
dude.
fucking. God damn it, Yoshi. I hate Yoshi,
I
man.
got him. I got him.
That's
Teamwork.
one thing about this
Yeah.
community is there's so many good players that you know by heart, by like my memory, like the back of your hand. But just it's because that's all they do is play this game.
Too much.
They just
I
play the
loved it. I was
game.
sitting there. I was just like, I gotta protect my boys.
Play the game, win the game.
I finally go
This-
down there. I
there's
was like, no.
Eat,
They
drink,
eat Bannerlord.
like shit, piss, breathe,
Too much.
Bannerlord, bro. That's all they do.
Goodness. Okay, so this is that was all of the mapping stuff. I wanted to, I guess this will just be like a more philosophical based conversation. What is the most important part of a map for both of you, in your opinions, as people who both play on these maps and lead on these maps and have to look at them for hours and hours? What is the most important part of the construction of maps in Bannerlord? Feel free to use MS Paint to exemplify.
I'll let Curly take this one first.
I mean, if you're using, I mean, okay, use this for example. Use this image for example.
Okay.
You have a castle. If it's
Can
a
you zoom in a
siege
little bit?
map,
Your box is a
no,
little bit
not
small
really.
compared to. Oh, actually, no. You know what? I'm done with the main screen, so I'll make yours the main screen.
just put it. Yeah, just put it in the main.
There we go.
I don't know how to say it. I guess if you were to make a map and if you were to, you can make a map out of anything and pick anything. It's just a matter of how you're gonna run the event. What you're gonna do with it. Where you're gonna put your flags down. If it's gonna be based off morale, where you gonna put your flags down. If it's gonna be only a siege, okay, make the siege either, fun. If it's gonna be one-sided for the tankers, or make it balanced, all the way around. And that's hard to make it balanced all the way around. So I personally, the siege event that we were, playing in, the biggest siege event that we were in was a 700 player siege event. Personally, we were never going to go into that castle. We were never going to push into that castle if we're going against this, the same numbers, or maybe a little bit less. The numbers on pushing against one bridge, one entrance, it's just almost impossible. It's hard. It's possible. It's just almost impossible. But if you were to use this map and use it as a siege, it'd be very fun, because for example, it's a big ass fucking road they had to climb up of, and it's gonna be hard against archers. Archers are gonna shoot down on you like hell. But it's gonna be fun. And if you have, let's say, trebuchets, or if let's say you have archers of your own, or if let's say you have ladders, you can go up the sides of the walls or something, the mountain, or if you can do, if there's a secret entrance, add things to the map that make it want to be, people want to play it, make it so that people want to be there. Then yeah, it'll be fun. But if it's a skirmish map where it's based off morale and you have flags, then make sure you have a flag outside in front of the gatehouse, or in the city, or in the field in the back, or in the forest. Make sure it's a little bit of everything, so that people can have fun doing a little bit of everything, and it's not one-sided, not one entrance, not just one thing. It's a little bit of everything. You have everything to worry about or
Makes a lot
everything
of
to do.
sense.
So yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of yapping, but yeah.
I'll piggyback off of that a little bit too. I think there's multiple aspects you got to look for. So there's a rule in economics that is, or it's not even economics. It's more like when it comes to things like healthcare and stuff. And this isn't gonna get political. It's like economics and in healthcare. So there's three rules. You can either have availability, affordability, or quality. There's three things. You can only have two out of those three. So if it's really good and available to everyone, it's super expensive, and it works that way.
Makes sense.
So when you look at map making, you have to view it in kind of the same way. You can't just
Reconnection successful. Let's
do you
see.
like Steam downloading a bunch of stuff without you
No,
knowing?
I hope not. Let's see. Well,
'Cause
Steam,
mine
is it
likes to
even
do
on?
that. I had to close out of it because it was trying.
No, it doesn't say anything about the power usage or anything like that. The highest, actually, yeah, the OBS using 34% of my CPU. Anyway,
So I was saying,
reconnection is successful. Getting a pretty strong connection now. The how do I want to run it? Basically, Curly said while it was down, he said it is a very, I guess, like a deep, like other
Big-
a wide conversation, a wide and deep conversation. Do we want to get into it now, or we can skirt that and talk
no,
about something around
I
it?
definitely think we can get into it now. I think the one thing I just want to say is it's a conversation of like server based, admin owner based of what do you want your server to be, what do you want people to basically do on it. Tendency on your past server like podcast with him, your episode with him, made a very good point where like you're doing way too much sometimes to just get one thing done. If we're trying to get armor done and you need this, that, and that, flax, for example, you need flax, wood, iron to turn to steel, and it's a whole process just to get one piece of armor done. Don't get me wrong, I think it's fantastic. I think the detail is nice. I think it's creative. But if you want to create a game that is accessible to, or not game, but more of a mod that's accessible to everyone, that anyone can basically get into and learn and have fun and not really worry about any of it, and do everything, live a little bit of everything, I think that needs to be looked at. I think if let's say you should be able to spawn in as your character, your whoever you want to be, hit a tree, hit a rock, and make or hit a piece of iron, get metal, and make a basic weapon. Like that should be. If it gets some maybe cloth or hide, if anything, instead of cloth, flax, make some hide, and that's simple as that. I don't think it should be too much more to it.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to go through you need to make it into planks, then you need to make those planks into handles, and then you need to make those iron bars into every single little piece. I think this is I think it's a little too much. I think it's a little much for people to want to, peacefully have fun and have like a big project. If you want to be able to have thousands of numbers. Did you end the fucking stream?
It just ended, yeah.
Nope, still should be good for me.
Nope. It was just a delay. Now there's a new one you got to go to. It's 2 minutes old now.
Oh yes,
The
because
old one ended, but
the
there's a new one.
yeah the stream failed and then it
Okay.
started a new one. This one is actually pretty high numbers as far as the connection strength,
Let's go.
which is good.
Fair enough.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's basically like that. I mean, we've had that conversation where I was a part of this ARC community, ARC roleplay server, and that our ARC roleplay server is still alive to this day, and is still doing the same thing they're doing, because everyone can be whoever they want to be. If one person wants to become a lord one day, they can work towards that. It's just a matter of doing it in game and role playing with it. Making friends, making connections, getting people to like you, getting people to follow you, whatever it is. It's possible if you make the mod accessible, make the mod easy to get the hang of making it not too complicated to basically do. to have these big scale wars. Your stream ended again.
No, it's still strong. Should still be
That's
strong.
good, yeah.
Oh, then why the fuck is it keep ending? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
because it might be because of your streaming. I know streaming on Discord, because I'm watching, it doesn't take as much computer strength as like streaming itself. But if you
Oh,
end, I think from now on the connection and the strength should be good. So you can watch back after. You don't have to watch and be here at the same time.
okay, fair enough.
Nice.
I did like to see what the fuck. I'd like to see what I'm doing.
The displays are pretty cool though, aren't they?
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
I
I
would,
do spend like hours and watch back my own content. I don't know if that's like vanity, but it is kind of
Mhm.
interesting
No, you
because
have to
there's
do
so
it.
much that I catch that I didn't see when I was there.
Whether it's vanity or like self introspection, you need to do it. Like I used to, when For Honor first came out, I was trying to do a no HUD hardest difficulty campaign
Oh my
and all
gosh.
that, and I would go back and look like I would redo parts because like if I got my ass whooped, I'm like this isn't entertaining, so I'd try again to make it look like I was doing better, you know, until I got that good scene and everything because I wanted it to be a good experience. I was tired of the people who yap all the time through their video, so
Yes.
I'd be like no commentary, max graphics, no HUD. So you just get to see the beautiful graphics and the cool fighting. There's not a bunch of stuff in your screen, and I'm not yapping. And then it was good gameplay, so you didn't see, you know, when you're sitting there, you're like, come on, dude, you just have to turn around and look at the thing. It's right there. I can see it, and this person's wasting 10 minutes of my... I wanted to eliminate all that, so it was like a good streamlined thing. You have to go back and look at it. Even if it is for vanity, you're still going to find something useful and get better.
Okay, that's a good point. Good introspection.
Yeah.
So Curly mentioned.
Yeah, I wanted to finish my topic real quick,
Yes, please.
just so that it's very clear that if we want to do something in the future of like PB where it's, you know, I guess more open or more available to do the things that you want to do instead of just being a clan, you know, follow that clan and have clan wars, then then yeah, you have to have a whole different outlook on the server, the mod, the rules, everything completely. If you want to make it so that you can be a person who just finds this mod, downloads the mod, joins in the server, and you can be whoever the fuck you want to be, okay, then yeah, let's have a conversation about that. Let's try to get things rolling in that direction by changing first things first. You know, maybe the mod, maybe the rules, and then after that, you know, change. After that, it can be the map. You know, having like how Tendon said, more villages, more things to do in the open world rather than just keep it to castle to castle. You know, that's very clan based. If you're, you know, a part of a clan, you join the PB server right now, or if you're not part of a clan, you join the PB server right now, you can't really do anything and feel welcomed without having a big ass clan or someone around telling you, "Hey, join my clan," or join this castle, and you can't really do that. When I first joined PB or KOTF, I joined through the Game of Thrones PB server or PE, and I think that was like right before or right after. I think it was right before Asmongold like joined or did the whole thing. And it was all I wanted to do was, you know, run around, explore the map, see what's around, and then see if I can, you know, make friends, you know, possibly settle down in a place or whatever. But I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect every single person I come across, hey, you're new, you're not a part of a clan, join the clan, join the clan, join the clan. You can't play this game unless you're not part of a clan. You can't play the server unless you're part of a clan. You won't be able to do anything unless you're part of a clan. That's what they kept telling me. That, in my opinion, is the worst thing that you can do for an open community thing, like server. If you want to be a clan server, okay, yeah, go ahead, make it a clan server, do that. If you want it to be an open community server where you can have it public to people to do, you know, whatever they want, change the mod base or change the server based to accommodate that. Simple.
Yep.
I mean, maybe it's not simple to do, but it's a simple idea. Maybe it's a harder thing to come into to terms with, but it's just trying to work towards that.
I agree. Yeah, I mean the reliance on anything really should not happen for an open MMO kind of server. Like if you're relying on like one admin to do every single thing, that's bad. That's gonna collapse. If you're relying on a singular server that is kind of wonky, like the modem in my living room cuts out a lot. The viewers here know that by heart, but you can't run a server off of like a modem in a living room. So reliance on anything is really a bottleneck because everything else can be shut down so easily just by messing up that one thing. So I think there needs to be kind of, I guess, precautions in every area with relation to the RP aspect and the network aspect and the mechanical aspect, both of in terms of like what settings they have for like the players and the movement and the damage and the health, because I know a lot of players complain about that, but also the like how much surfing you have to do or how much like exterior stuff you have to do in order to get to the fights, because one of the things I've been stressing recently is that this is a fighting game, so the more barriers there are between you and getting into a fight, the less you're going to be able to play the game, and the less other people are going to want to play the game, because it's
Exactly.
less interesting. But if
I think
if
I've
there's a
showed
good
you.
system of fighting, people are going to want to do logistics. Let me say that.
I think
If you
I've
have good
showed
wars,
you.
people will make the RP around it. But if you have to do so much for there to be any war at all, then you're
Oof.
already disincentivized. So that is the end of my rant.
I think I've showed you that sparring clip of the Ark Survival Evolved server that I was
Yes,
a part of.
yes,
So that is basically what they do on that server. That's all they do on that server is spar.
okay,
And that's basically what we do on, or we want to do on Bannerlord, or that's what people do. Most clans, that's all they do is duel,
yep,
in quotation,
skirmish.
spar, train. That's all
Hmm.
they do. So making it easier to do that straight off the bat probably is the first goal. Adding like sparring pits across the map, or across in towns and villages and castles, outside
Yes,
castles, where you
yes,
add a sparring pit. Like, hey, you get in here, you hit this, or you whatever the case, you use this weapon, which is a training sparring sword, which is a wooden sword. It does no damage, but basically, however many hits you get, I mean, if you're you can create a system. You can have it either first to 10 hits or first to yield
No,
wins, or
easy.
whatever
I
the
got this. You
okay.
make a
whatever the
training sword
case.
something that only knocks someone down when their health is low enough or whatever. So basically, you won't die. But then when you get knocked, when your health is out, then it like knocks you down. You're incapacitated, and you respawn in the bed. Like you said, like it's an arena. You got to sign up for the arena, and then your like temporary spawn point is a bed there. So you go out with your training weapon, fight. When you die, quote unquote, you really just knock down. You wake up in the bed back at full health. That way you don't have
Yeah,
a 40-second respawn timer. You spawn naked in a cave and have to go grab everything else and run to the other side of the map for it.
exactly.
Interesting,
No,
interesting.
I mean that doesn't. It doesn't even have to be that. The point of the conversation is that we're making shit up right now as we're going.
Yeah, this is
The
just
fact
community
is that
rambling.
exactly, and the fact is that if the bigger, wider community of PB or the Bannerlord community got together and started thinking this way, or started wanting to do things
Well,
in
I
this
think
aspect,
these
uh,
conversations happen a lot in VCs. They
Oh
just
yeah.
don't get
then
proliferated.
yeah, fair enough, exactly. I'm sure they
Yes,
happen all the time. Uh, I just wish we started working towards that instead of doing the same thing that we've been doing for the past year and a half.
truth.
Yeah.
And
I was
I
gonna
think
say with the
actually
whole. Go ahead.
there's a slow progression toward that. From what I know, I've heard of two different other forms of persistence coming out in addition, or being developed, not coming out, being developed in addition to the current PB, which I don't think is going anywhere. I think PB still has some strong points to it, and it can be improved like a lot. And if it is improved like soon, then this summer can see like probably a 2 or 3 times increase by the end of the summer in terms of the community numbers. Um, outside of that, I forgot what I was gonna say. So Kyndral, please take it from here.
Oh yeah. So on the
Mm.
PB thing, yeah, first because we just talked about it. Yeah, I don't even think you need a whole arena you log into. I think it's just there should be training weapons that are wood, like Hurley said, and that should have a setting in it where yeah, it'll take their health down, but instead of killing them, it just knocks your character on the ground for like 5-10 seconds, and then you get back up at full
Like
health.
the
That
RBU
way,
mod.
people could have duels, and yeah, exactly. And then you don't lose everything. You don't have to sit there and sit on the person's gear for a minute and a half while they run back to give it back to them, or you don't lose it. It's just a nice like. You could actually have duels along the place. It won't have bad blood because you're not killing and taking the work that people did from it.
Yeah.
That sounds really awesome. But
Exactly.
back to the main thing on PB, yeah, I like the idea of you being able to get a quick weapon like really fast. The issue I find in PB is there's like 20 sets of armor in every castle, and people only ever use 2 of them. It's basically you are in your spawn gear, or you have the biggest, toughest stuff in your full tin, essentially. And what's the point of all those other armors if they never get made? And I don't like that. I want people to want to be a footman instead of a sergeant, because you should have the more athletic so you can move faster. I want people to have lighter armor because it gives them an advantage with speed. The problem is nobody ever builds it. The reason why nobody ever builds it is because it's the same level of complication whether you're making the most expensive, super full-plated tin or if you're making the most basic stuff. You still have to click the same number of times to build it, so there's no point to make the lighter armor. So that stuff needs to be much more easy to procure the ingredients for and to make, and the harder stuff like the full tin or the heaviest, toughest armor needs to be a lot harder to make. I think it should be a lot rarer to see someone in the max armor, because H3 comes out or whatever, and within 5 hours there's like 80 people who are in full tin. It's like, well, what's the point of the rest of the armor at all? You know.
That's true.
So I think there needs to be more of a variety of armors and weapons and all that. Because again, you either have the weakest or the best, and it's like, no, there needs to be in the middle. You need to be able to work your way up to that stuff. I think the main issue with PB is it's a lot of the old heads who've been doing it. They've kind of just set the culture / the rules for what's going on. It's
Basically.
okay, everyone go in, you surf for 2 days straight, so you're maxed out on everything, and then every day at 7 p.m., we just wait to have a war. And that's it. And what that's led to is there's not RP. There's not like, oh, the House of Nadros currently has bad blood with NATO, so we will fight today because of this. We'll have a field battle and decide who is going to attack the enemy
Field
camp.
battles,
No,
exactly what
it,
Tenten
it's
said yesterday or the other day.
exactly. Instead, it's like, who do we have the biggest advantage on, and can we get someone else to backstab them so that we just annihilate them and take all their gear? Which doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything but make everyone pissed off. Like,
Yeah.
I had to convince Gage the other day. I was like, dude, NATO's getting their ass kicked by Gondor right now, and you're telling we're all sitting here in our gates while it's raining. We're all in shield wall just waiting until they die, and then Gondor comes for us next. I was like, no, let's just go over there and fight for our neighbors, fight for our boys, It's going to be good. And we went, we all freaking died twice. But in the end, what was in the chat? People were like, KOTF, y'all are the boys for coming to our aid. Doesn't matter that we lost. That was awesome that you showed up for us. That's what you're supposed to be playing it for, But again, the old heads are just like, here comes the siege. We play it like this. We need variety. We need
Yeah.
incentive to do all sorts of different things. So we need people who are like light armor, so they could be like scoutmen who are running up and like seeing what the defenses are, but they can get away. Everyone in full 10, you can fight for days, but you can't run away. If you're losing a fight, you're not leaving, you're dying. Meanwhile, bandits have like the best of everything in PB, because if you're a bandit, you spawn in
Yeah, you
within
can do
5 minutes, you get the money you need to have your full set, just like Ducky says. You start, you
Interesting.
get cheap gear, you're super fast, you're faster than anyone else. You go halt someone with 2 of your boys, take what they have, you get like 1,000 gold, and then you have everything a bandit ever needs. They don't need to save up 120,000 gold so that they can always afford armor or this or that. Bandits don't play like that. They just spawn in, they have teleporting doors that send them to any corner of the map that they want, so they can go halt anyone anywhere. Just get 2-3 guys with you, or abuse the fact that you're faster than everyone but a horse, and then loot them, and then you're good. Your gameplay loop is done. You get to do whatever you want now. There is no investment. You're totally free as a bandit. And there needs to be
Yep.
more of that for everybody in the game, because this is my second PB. It's this map, right? I did the previous one and this one. So I'm still cool with doing surfing and crafting to make my money and all that. I've made 300,000 gold or whatever in this one. Cool, great. But I know people who've been doing it forever don't want to fucking surf anymore.
Yeah.
They're tired
Me.
of it. They just want
I
to
don't.
fight. Right,
Well
and
done.
that's totally understandable. I have nothing against that. I think that's good. You shouldn't have to because
I don't
you're
think I've
also
surfed.
leadership. You have other things to do. Yeah, we have people who
I don't
can
think I've
surf and
surfed
take care
since
of it.
FK.
Good.
Like FK was the last server I ever
Yeah,
surfed.
we got people like Aro who's almost 24/7 just crafting hundreds of items every couple hours because he's working at home and then doing that on the side. It's great. We have people like that. So people need to be able to do what they want. And that's so it brings it back to there needs to be more diversity in armor and like reasons to go certain classes because everyone's a sergeant because you're tougher. Oh, you go footman, you're faster. You have 10 more athletics. That doesn't
Not
mean
even that much worth
anything.
it. Yeah.
It means nothing, dude. What's the point of being a battle doctor? All doctors just set an auto clicker and then walk away. You know?
It's
Screw
so
that.
fucking
I've been
stupid.
trying to make battle doc work. I am in the front lines trying to hit my boys and then switch to my sword and hit the enemy back and forth. It is so hard to do because as a doctor, you are unbelievably slow and you don't even have good gear. It's like something needs to change there, you know? So, yeah, in the end, I just think there needs to be more of an incentive to go for to actually make all the kinds of armor and to find when those would be good for certain situations and when they wouldn't. The biggest, toughest stuff needs to be a lot harder to make so that people aren't just making hundreds of them and throwing their lives away every day. And the people who've been running PB for years need to get more of an open and progressive mind on how to play it because it's just a stale gameplay loop. 3 days into the age, everyone has everything, and you're just like, who are we warring tonight?
Yeah.
Backstab because it's tactical, no fun, no RP on the very version of Mountain Blade that's supposed to be RP oriented. That's it.
Amen.
What's in the background?
What's that?
Is that my fucking music? That is my music. Taking it.
Oh, is that your
Okay.
music?
Next. Sorry, my bad.
I couldn't
Ignore me.
even hear it.
I was shipping.
So yes, I agree with. I actually agree with all of that. Like there needs to be changes. I wrote it in the background. I'll say it to y'all just in case y'all haven't looked at it. The summary of the conversation with Tintin on the previous episode that Curly mentioned was that the fancy stuff is great for RP, but only after the foundation has been well built, which currently needs to be reworked. So the foundation that we have now is okay. But if we want it to get better, if we want it to support more people for a longer time, for more enjoyment, then it needs to be reworked. And you described, like point by point, many of the things that can possibly be fixed. And I have more of a like larger strategic view of it, but all of those are necessary. The small details, the individual aspects that the community wants, that's what matters. Um, so that's an amazing articulation of those. Curly, for you,
Yes, man.
what is
Sir.
your response?
I probably had a lot to say while he was talking, but I fucking monkey brained out.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
No. It's just me and my monkey brain. I definitely agree. Kyndral said everything that he needed to say, and I think it was perfect because it's giving an incentive to everybody is what really matters.
It's true.
This serves every person that wants to do what they want to do, giving a reason, a role for everything, but making it not like a specific detailed role that this is only the only thing you can do. Make it how basically everyone should basically be a bandit. Everyone should basically be able to be a bandit.
I don't know about that.
Not in as a title as bandits. You should be able to do whatever you want in a sense of, hey, I'm gonna pick up this shovel or this axe, go cut a tree down, make myself a weapon, and then go fight. I don't need to switch to sergeant class. I don't need to switch. I mean, if you want to switch, then that's fine. If you want to create classes, that's fine. But I personally don't think it's worth it. You lose so much, I guess, time, effort, money, whatever it is. It causes a whole. Personally, for me, it causes a whole issue. That's why I don't want to ever switch to sergeant. I mean, I don't switch it off sergeant because I don't want to. I don't want to be switching classes every single time. I'm gonna if I
It's
log in,
expensive.
I want to be. I want to be what I want to. I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to be switching just to do what I want to do. And so personally, I feel like that's like a good aspect. I feel like that would be a good change or a good idea to talk about. of making it so like anyone can surf, anyone can be a fighter, anyone can ride a horse. You just like you gotta
Okay,
be. It's
okay,
some
hold
people are
on.
Well, okay,
better
so
So
than
I think
others.
I know what you're gonna say, Kendra. I agree with the
yeah,
general concept of what you're saying, Curly. Although I do love the idea of the class that you are determines your skills with certain areas. Now you should be rewarded for being a certain class in certain areas. Like if you're in any class, right, you can ride a horse. You can ride like the two lower horses, but if you want to ride those two higher horses, the higher level ones, you gotta be a rider. You have to be a man at arms.
Yeah, don't get me
So
wrong.
I think all
I
of
think
those
the
things
class
are
system
fair.
helps a lot. I think the class system helps a lot. Having the doctors helps a lot. In that the doctors shouldn't be able to ride horses and ride away because that's just toxic as fuck, right? I get the class system. I get that. What I'm
The
trying
I
to
think
say
the
is more
debate
like
is geared toward the question of how much effort should be given in exchange for
given to be able to
gear.
do what you want to do. Exactly. It's
Yes,
not
because
like
I mean, once you have
it.
gear, that's the only thing
Personally,
that's
for
stopping
me,
you from
it's
doing whatever.
I am not gonna. I'm
yeah,
never gonna switch to. I'm never gonna go switch to, let's say, archer and then infantry and then archer again, back to back to back to back to back, and buy that different armor every single time if I'm not good at. Or I don't know how you say it. It's a hard topic, I guess. But Kendra had it on the spot where it's like you need to have incentives for everything that you're doing. If you don't have the incentive, you don't want to do it.
Okay.
You don't want to be a serf if you can't really be not being able to swing. The slow swing on a
Yes.
weapon sucks dick.
dude, as a
That
serf,
oh
I keep
my
the
It
surf
makes you
knife
god.
feel like
on
a
me, right?
new Bannerlord run, like single player every time.
Right, and here's the thing. I have the surf knife on me, and on the previous map, some dude came and halted me at the mines, and the moment you're halted, that's KS. You can start attacking
Yeah.
him. You don't have to wait for it. So he did that. I whipped out my surf knife and just went crazy on him. And he was on a horse. I was literally dodging his spear and jumping up and slashing him with a knife. The problem is you have like 200 health, and the surf knife does like 4 damage. Like, did anyone see the video where I challenged Zugzug to a duel as a surf with a surf knife? I fought him for like 2 minutes straight, and everyone was freaking out because I was beating the crap out of Zugzug with this surf knife, doing 2-3 damage at a time. My stabs were the only thing doing
Yeah.
anything, and it was like 7-8 damage.
So then
And it's like I get it, it's weaker, but I shouldn't have to hit someone 40 times with a knife if I'm winning the fight, just because I'm a
exactly
surf.
make it balanced in a way where if you need to fight, you're gonna fight. You can fight. Yes, if you
Yeah,
have heavy armor on, okay, you're gonna fucking be protected. But if
yeah,
you're going against, if you let's say you're a surf and you pull out a surf knife and you're doing 4 damage every single hit,
right,
fuck me. Why the fuck are you a surf? Why the fuck are you
right.
even
Like
like
my skill is winning,
just
but my
bend the
stats
knee
are
and kill
losing.
your like just die, just
Yeah,
die.
it
That like
feels bad
that's
because like it's so cool to be a surf and you're alone, so you got your boot knife on you to protect you in case things get a little airy, But then it just doesn't do anything because the stats hold you back. It's like, oh, that feels terrible. So what if instead it was a lot more like the actual
yeah,
single player or like CRPG, where the more you do something, the more you actually gain skill points and you can
true,
put it into that and get
true.
better. And then you could still have like your classes, so it can like add bonuses or whatever based on your experience or something. Because I don't want like someone surfing and yet they're also like Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins, able to just kill anybody. That's a little too much.
That
But you
could be
should
a
get some
better
payoff for being
balance
good,
towards it.
right?
Use a
Because
CRPG skill based like the way
yeah,
where or kind of like how the Arc. I don't know if you played Arc, where you basically skill up
yes, yes.
health, stamina,
Hmm.
melee, weight, all that stuff. So if you want to be a
Right.
surf, instead of changing to a surf class, you can change your skills. You know what I'm
Right, and
saying?
it's like the surf could pay off because you're so busy doing surf stuff that you get that farmer strength and a strong back. So later on, when you have heavy armor, you actually moving it a lot better because you're used to just carrying heavy shit all day and not caring how you feel. It could pay off later. I think it'd be awesome if you
Yeah,
could
it
actually
it could
invest
be
the
like
time you did
upkeep
into your own
skill.
character instead of just gear. Because like Lomi was
Yeah, make it
saying a
more
few
MMO
minutes ago,
based.
once you have the gear, that's it. You're that all of a sudden. It has nothing to do with the
Yeah, I
work you
think
actually
that's
put in.
like
You
it's
spawn in, someone gives you 3,000 gold, and you're whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean gold, I mean the value can be exchanged. Like once you have the value, you can exchange it. You can either have it in gold, or you can have it in gear, you can have it in whatever, like political deals or
Mm,
whatever. But it's
yeah.
like land is like the biggest metric of political power. Gear is the biggest metric of individual power in at least in PB and
Yeah.
Bannerlord.
yeah,
Macro
So
and
once you have
micro.
the
I
gear,
agree.
that is the only barrier, and the access to the gear, the ease of getting the gear is the access to the game and the ease of getting the game.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
That's fair. Yeah,
Agreed.
it's a good summary, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I just think
So I
if
think
you
I think from Curly
we
in
can target.
particular, I'm much more on the opposite side of the debate. I think there does, like what Kyndral said, like the scaling degree, the more valuable the thing is, or the more impact it has, you should have to have, go through more processes. You should have to, exchange more pieces of value and time in order to get it. But the simple stuff, like I'll
Yeah.
tell you a short story. A few days ago, I was going through PB. I was trying to repair some castle doors and get a mining operation, and I kept asking the craftsman, "Hey, I want to just get some regular, basic, normal armor in these chests. What do I need?" "Well, I need metal. I need some leather." "Okay, how do I get leather?" "Oh, well, you need flax, and you need to do some cloth, and then you got to exchange it for velvet." It's like, what? Like, it's like 4 steps already. I just need
That's
basic
exactly what I'm
step
trying to
one
say. It's like,
gear.
bro,
Step 1 gear, bro. Like, whatever. I think
Yeah.
that's good. I think that's good for like end level gear, but
Mm-hmm.
for the basic level stuff, I don't think that it should be free. I don't think that should be free.
no, I don't think it needs to be free. I think it needs to be
But quick.
simplified.
No, yeah,
Simplified, yes,
exactly.
okay.
Because again, like he said, there's 4 steps to everything, so you may as well get the best stuff because you get the most money from it, and it's the best gear. There's no point to get the lighter, easier stuff because it's the same amount of steps to get whichever one. So there needs to be a more streamlined, easy way to obtain the lower level stuff that's just not so complicated. That way you actually want it. And you build yourself up. It's that sense of progression. Like, oh man, I got a nice little gambeson. Now I got a leather coating on it. Now I got chainmail underneath. Oh my gosh, dude! Now I can afford like actual hauberks. Let's go.
So we
Let's
agree
get it.
fundamentally. Fundamentally, it seems we agree.
What the
There
fuck
are
am I doing?
Yeah.
some people who would say that PB is not
Pimps?
too grindy. Some people who say PB is not too grindy. I've been talking all day. So I would like to hear any of them if we have the availability to talk to them, like to elaborate on that point of view, like how fair
I don't know
is
what
it?
they mean by not too grandy.
They're probably the people who just have like
The
someone
bandits.
like we
They're
have
the
Aro.
bandits.
Yeah, bandits don't grind. They spawn in, do whatever they want. It's GTA. It's literally Grand Theft Auto Online for bandits. Everyone else though, they probably just have friends who like we have Aro again, who's just constantly crafting all day and everything's stocked. So all you need is to spawn in. Can I have 3,000 gold? Sure, I have 120,000. I can spare that. Again, when we get sieged, I give 30k to Gage, and he just like gives it all to our people, and everyone's suited up. You don't have to do anything. So it's really not that grindy. It's just the people who are grinding, it is grindy, but they usually like it. So there needs to be a balance to where the people who aren't too into the grindy, surfy stuff can still do it and feel good and not feel like it's a slog. The problem is once all the stocks are made, you're only going to do it for money, and then you're like, I guess I'll spend 15 minutes making a mining run, and then I don't want to do it again.
True, and yeah, that is gonna be super hard to balance because it has to be, like that time and that effort that you spend doing that surfing stuff has to have results in the actual war, in the actual combat. I think it should have
Right.
logistical results, but, I guess yeah, like it if you want to just go out there, and slash at some people, that should be pretty easy, and I don't know how easy it is to balance those two things because, I mean, if you have great players and they have like mid-level equipment, mid-level armor, they can not steamroll, but they can put up a good fight
draw
against
for
kind of
shit.
anything that they see
Yeah.
on a map. Whereas, maybe it'll be like the lower level teams or like the smaller teams, the quality ones that are like they have good logistical control, good communication, and they're able to kind of match forces with any other one because they have maybe some logistical securement or whatever the word is that the others don't have. That's going to be hard to balance because it's hard to even have all of the nodes on the map that contribute to that sort of thing. Like where should that benefit show up? Should it show up like right away, or should it show up like at the end, or like all the way through? these are even just like conceptual questions. This isn't even getting into the details yet, so it's hard. But
Yeah.
we'll come to that conversation, I guess, when we come to it. Any final thoughts on this particular conversation, Mr. Curley?
I mean, no, the PB conversation is a whole different conversation by itself. I think the whole clan leaders need to come together and agree and see, or just have a conversation to do something together as one group, as one collective, as for one thing that they want to do together.
Yeah, community.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's just we have a lot of issues in our community. People have issues in their community. There's a lot of issues everywhere. I know our servers have Our servers have issues with things with the server. I know that's the reason why I bring up the servers not being able to fight is because our servers always bring that up. Like, hey, we need fighters. We need fighters. We need people to defend us. And half the time, it's the people who are fighters or surfing that are fighters. So it's like,
Yeah.
you can't do both.
Right. I'm trying to all the time to do both, but it's like like I said, I got my boot knife and then I got a pickaxe, and it's just I can beat the people skill wise, but I just can't hit them 20 times to kill them before they get 2 or 3 on me.
Yeah. So
Indeed.
yeah, I mean that's the PB question or conversation is a whole different conversation.
I think
for a
the
different day.
seeds are planted for the bigger conversation, and it's more of
Yeah.
people to watch this, hear it, and then start actually developing. Because I mean,
those
everything we've said,
conversations-
yeah, there's probably pruning and stuff they can do to make these ideas better and all that, and expand upon them. We've set the seeds. I think it's good.
I mean, not only us, Penton have said it. Other clan members have
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not
it's
the only
just-
ones for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely not the only ones. We definitely didn't start it. I know Gage has mentioned this for like since the beginning of the KOTF clan. Like, this is what he's wanted. He's always wanted RP. I remember in FK he would go to different clan castles, and we would have meetings in their castle, and they'd always every single time we show up with all of our guys. You know, information organized in like orderly or whatever. They'd always think we're sieging them because that's all you really do on those servers. And like, hey, we're not here for war. We're not here for a siege. We're here for a conversation. We're here for a meeting.
Uncivilized barbarians.
And then we go in, have a conversation, and it's like, oh shit, that was cool. And then we walk out, and they're like, oh shit, that was cool. Let's go do it again somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't work out or whatever. It works out, whatever the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's what we want to do, is what we're trying to do, and that's the conversation that we're having.
That's the conversation. Speaking of, Curly, I suppose we will begin to conclude. We'll start with Curly's, whatever Curly wants to talk about. Well, this is the second to last topic, and we'll just kind of, share ideas on, whatever he thinks, and then we'll go to Kyndral, and then we'll end. If you have any comments, we will read them at any time. Patty Nadros is in the comments saying hello to Patty Nadros. What's up, my boy?
What's up, Nadros?
Trustful is in
Hi,
the
Patty.
comments. Hello, Trustful.
Oh
Carlos is in the comments. Hello to Mr. Carlos out there. Hopefully, you're doing well. Cal Marca, apologize for the stream issues at the beginning. The issue, actually, I guess it's not that embarrassing to say. I was dusting off my Wi-Fi antenna, and they ended up pointing in a bad direction, like the opposite direction from the Wi-Fi router, and so I just pointed them back at the Wi-Fi router, and now it's strong. So lessons learned.
You need Ethernet, my guy.
I do need Ethernet.
Yeah.
I do need
This guy does not have Ethernet.
The router is on the other side of the house, so
fair enough.
But yes, I do need Ethernet, and it's maybe I can have some KOTF Patreon money to get another modem.
I'll go buy you a modem right now, man. God damn, we live in the same city.
So Patty, don't dox yourself and me. Patty Nadjo says, great episode. Curly and Kyndral are very wise. I agree that they are very wise, especially Kyndral. I didn't know you were so well articulate.
Is this my boy?
Yes, mine too. Great episode. Curly and Kyndral are very wise, and I would have to agree with a lot of their points. Keep planting the seeds, brothers. Yes, sir. And this is the gardener of a huge tree, and a growing one. So definitely,
And
your
I
encouragement means a
love
lot.
Petty.
Um,
Yay!
woohoo, Patty. I actually wanted to bring him on the last episode, but he was doing something. That would have been cool if we had like a live hop on. That'd be maybe something to do for this series. Anyway, if there's any other comments, we will definitely read them. Curly, what shall we discuss?
How fucking fast KOTF is growing.
Okay.
True.
It's crazy how fast KOTF is growing, and it's impressive. And it's just a matter of like keeping it at that rate and trying to make it so it's increases, I guess.
Yeah, didn't we promote like 8 levies today that all
Yes.
joined within like a week?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean, I
nuts.
think we literally have we're literally accepting people on a daily basis. So there's
Oh,
on a
yeah.
daily basis, people are coming into the server,
Mm-hmm.
and
Has
hanging
Gage said
out.
he's going to increase the retinues?
I think so. He said he wants an average between 40 to 50 people on for every event.
Oh
I
my
think we're
gosh.
averaging 30 to 40.
Yeah, we had 30 for the one
So it's
yesterday
like,
that got canceled.
yeah. So it's like I think we're
It's true.
averaging 30 to 40. So if we can get maybe a couple more people, then I'm pretty sure we'll increase the retinue sizes.
I mean, if we got 2 more retinues in our ceremony house, we had all the bannermen. There's Gage at
Yeah.
his throne, and there was a bannerman for each chair around the throne except for 2.
Oh
So
yeah, it
2 more
was.
retinues, we could have a
Yeah.
bannerman in each one. That'd be sick
Yeah.
looking.
I'll put
But the
I'll
reason
put the link to that.
we just need more
stream
knights.
into this one.
Yeah, true. But we also might be getting a new ceremony hall, so we'll have to talk to them
That
about the
too.
amount of chairs and the ability to add more.
Or we're getting a whole new map. That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I'll have to talk
But-
to Jaybird when he's back.
That's a whole fucking different
Yeah.
topic. But KOTF is pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Gage, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be so involved with Bannerlord. I wouldn't be so
Same.
Yeah, KOTF is doing great, man. I'm very happy to see you guys growing. Many good things coming in the future. Just gotta keep being the change we wish to see in the community. Exactly. Gage, honestly, a lot of people like hate on Gage for saying this, but Gage always says like, no, don't be like all the other clans. Don't treat them how they treat you. It's just be different. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's right. We have to be the fucking difference, or else nobody else will, and then it's just gonna be the same thing over and over again, and we don't want that. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of people coming together and having fun together, and just not really worrying about anything else, not worrying about their egos. I think that's a big thing. Egos.
Mm-hmm.
Egos
That's
is
huge.
a big problem with the clans and communities, or this community in general.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Hopefully, in the future, things will. I mean, I think things are already selling out the way they should be. Little by little, I think in the past 6 months, we've seen a big, drastic change. We went from downhill, from PB dying, and basically the community dying. TDM was dead. Dual servers were dead. Everything was dead. Everything in Bannerlord was dead like a couple months ago, and then it's coming back, like slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
Nadjo says, little by
So, yeah.
little, there are definitely steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of just keeping it up, being consistent, having fun, not being being respectful in the community aspect. I think that's just the best thing. Like trying to being open to everyone, bringing more games involved into this. Like I think that's really important. We have a lot of different games, or we recruit people from different games that they are similar to Bannerlord, or similar in that aspect of group-based games, community-based camaraderie games.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important. Also, yeah, exactly. Having this podcast is a major W for the community. Honestly,
Yeah.
I have to be
we need to
honest.
post these episodes or post clips of this on Reddit, on TikTok, on just on other media platforms to bring more people to the community. It'd be perfect.
If I'm completely honest with you, okay, I don't want the stuff that I do. I'm okay with the Banners of an A and this being called a podcast. I don't want everything I do to be called a podcast. Okay, I want
Yeah.
I
Wait.
want some different names over here. I know it's mostly like audio based, and I don't show my face, and
Well,
it's
because
a
we're
lot of
just talking, right?
yeah, it's
It's
true,
that's
but
basically
I don't.
half the
It's
time of
so
what we're
it's such
doing.
a. I think the word is so overused. I want to make a new word because this is for a deeper purpose than
Yeah, it's
just
just conversation. It's
conversation.
just I mean, it's conversation to move towards action,
Yes,
and that's the goal, and that's what we're working towards, and that's
yes.
what is actually happening. So
Now,
personally, I think it's the best thing.
yes, yeah. I mean, communication is the most important thing to a relationship. So if this is the only thing serving as communication between clans, then fuck it. Well, I probably shouldn't say that,
Honestly,
but yeah. I think Tintin mentioned in the episode that like a lot of these same points that we're talking about. I forgot the larger point that I was going to make, so I'll leave that alone. Instead, I will ask for final points on that topic from Curly and Kyndral. Let's start with Kyndral.
On which topic now?
Of KOTF, like rising up, larger community improvement. We're coming out of a slump apparently, and there seems to be a lot more on the rise.
Well, I like the growth that we have, but I want to make sure that we don't get too big too fast because I want us to stick to our roots. We all know that a huge portion of the Bannerlord community is like KOTF shitters, blah blah blah,
oh
and
yeah,
that's fine. We don't care because we like letting the new people in and being silly and all that. We're not really quite as sweaty, but I still like to have some better people. So when we go in, I just don't want people to get too focused on us getting big and being the best boys out there. I want us to be like some of the coolest guys, like me personally. I feel like I am part of the spirit of KOTF. I want to be like a gatekeeper, but in a good way. Like
In a good way.
if you beat me, if you're better than me in Bannerlord, then I want to be good enough to where if you beat me, you can be considered one of the good players. Not average, not whatever. I want to be like, hey, you got to beat Kyndral in order to consider yourself good. That's the highest I want to get to, and that I think is realistic for me as a 30-plus-year-old guy. I just don't have the reaction on that. That's probably the best I'll get to, and I'm totally cool with that. And that's what I love about KOTF. It's more about fun and all that. It's not about sweatiness. And it's like Zug Zug says. He's always like, yes, KOTF, you fight with honor and dignity. Something
yeah, I
desperately
love
needed in these
Zug.
times. Good job, Smurf Clan. And I think we definitely got to, like what Patty's saying right now, we got to stick to our roots, man. We got to be like
Yes.
fun and cool and inviting to the new community. Like I want to be more like the paladins and the cool, the good guys, as opposed to the negative aspects of gaming culture that everyone knows. Because you have you have certain clans that are known for being very rude and
Toxic.
mean and all that,
Mhm.
and we don't want to be that, man. We just
We
want to
don't
be
wanna be
cool
that.
and have
Yeah.
fun, play the game.
Now, one thing I will say is that it's definitely not good or favorable, and it doesn't make me very happy. That a lot of the time I hear in VCs and like especially during streams and games and stuff like that, that some people in KOTF VCs will shit talk other clans, and I think we put the boot on that right now. Since Curly is the highest ranking member here, I want to assign Curly that mission. No shit talking other clans because
God.
that's terrible for diplomacy, and it also there's so much more to talk about. There's so much more. Like of all the things we talked about here, this is not like a 10,000 IQ conversation. This is just dudes talking, and we
to be
didn't at
completely
one
fair.
time levy any insults. So I think enforcing that in the community of like an attitude of non-toxicity, specific non-toxicity, not like not being toxic, but specifically we are an anti-toxic community. If we want that, maybe that's one of the steps that we can take among other things. And then once we exemplify that, other clans will, newer clans will start to exemplify. It'll be encouraged. It'll be rewarded either in, this phase or the next phase of whatever time scale you want.
I like the idea initially, but the thing is, I think there's got to be some shit talking, like between us and VK. There's a bit of a rivalry. They've fallen off. They just like disappeared lately. But I like the rivalry. Like to tone down some of the hatred from our side.
Okay.
But with 80% of the community saying KOTF shitters, I'd rather kill myself than die to you. Like, you got to be able to say something back, because if you just like act like Jesus and turn your cheek every time, all that's gonna happen is everyone thinks you're like snobby and holier than
You're
thou.
too good,
And
yeah.
it's like, we're in there to get gritty and in the fight too. So yeah, we can like send a little back at them, but I just think like don't make it too personal, and like just keep it at a good enough level. And I have specifically seen Curly before, like people have been saying and like really hating on other clans or this player or that player, and he's like, okay, calm it down. We don't need to get that, worked
Yeah.
up over it. So a little bit of shit talk, a little bit of rivalry, and some like head bumping, but nothing crazy.
Yeah,
Some
nothing
people
crazy.
just like to go mad on it, like they're actual psychopaths just trying to like hurt people on a video game. Like, we don't need to go that far, but we can
Oh
have a little
yeah.
bit of shit talk. We can get rough.
It gets bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think
I'm to
like
be fair.
banter is great. Rivalry is great. I think rivalry in the
Mm.
sense that I would like to foster here is like we don't work together a lot outside of the game, outside of Discord, outside of the community. We love each other as humans. There's a love between you and me as human beings, where I don't want to cause you any harm on any level whatsoever. When we get in the game, I will fight you and kill you and try to take your stuff. When we get out of the game and we're in Discord, I will respect you as a colleague, with the expectation that you will respect me as a colleague, and we will be able to achieve what we want to together, which is putting a lot of people in these games and
I
playing
will
these
Yeah.
games
say,
together.
Lamia, you have a very, 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 very positive or open-minded outlook of people. Like, you try to think of the best in people, and
Mm.
that's not a bad thing to think of. I
Same
think
thing
Well, I
Curly
it's
told
understand
me.
that humans are broken creatures and we are actually like bad fundamentally. I actually believe humans are bad fundamentally. The thing is, if you create a system where only the good ones are allowed to be there, then you can have these rules. You can have these systems. But if you just let anybody act any kind of way, that's where issues start popping up. So we have to restrict.
Yeah.
Everything I say is with the understanding that first, in order to get here, we have to cut out a lot of the chaff
Mm-hmm.
because it's an issue.
yeah, that's for sure. That's 1,010%. And it's just, I
I
think that's
got
the biggest problem. Is the in quotations chaff, those peoples, those rotten eggs, those few
Mhm.
that make it so you can't really be the better person. You
Mhm.
can't do the better things. You can't,
That's where the
you
levers
know.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
it's
you,
it
you need that moon door to throw him down. It's like,
That
okay,
moon-
bye. Okay,
well,
it's
yeah.
just like
Well, you need. I guess what you need is people who, after you throw them out of the moon door, can take their spots again. Because we can't. We
yeah. You in game, we don't interact with you. We don't
yeah.
talk to you. We don't want to involve you or give you
Mm.
the pleasure of what you want. And personally,
Right.
I think that's what you should be doing if, let's say, that is the problem. If you have a lot of those people that are a big group of toxic darkness, negativity that are just
Yeah.
making it so this is the norm
Yes.
in the server, then that's just, cut that darkness out of you, and then you will regrow. Maybe not be fully, but it will regrow nonetheless. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
It's
I
just
yeah.
really
Whatever
like that.
regrows
I
will be
think
in a little bit better condition.
that sets the guidelines, because again, like, okay, so Antidote taught me a lot about this kind of stuff. Forsaken Antidote. At first, I hated him because he was such a thorn in my side in the previous PB map, as a bandit. He was kicking my ass. Here, one second.
Yeah.
I'm getting a call from somewhere else. Okay, and I'm in. Okay, so yeah, he was kicking my ass and stuff, and I used to just hate him and think like, God, this bandit sucks. But there was a moment where he wasn't just killing me, and we actually got to talk, and we were being silly, and it was like the fun kind of bandit getting halted interaction. And I realized, oh man, this guy can be chill. So it's kind of the same thing in PB, where you got to learn to be able to like lose your armor, and it's okay to lose that. It's the same thing when it comes to some of these toxic people. Sometimes they're just going to be a dickhead and you're going to hate them. Like, I've had it with Patty a couple times in the previous PB map. But then there was like really cool times where I was supposed to have this duel with him, and he was like, he came up, he's like, I want to fight your best fighter, and then they were gonna send me out, but then these other
That's
guys got in the
acceptable.
way, and then Patty was like, no, we're gonna fight them, piss off, I'm trying to have a duel, and it got on this whole thing, and Patty was really fun to deal with, and ever since then I've liked him. So it makes
See,
you realize, like, sometimes you can like play the part of like, oh, we're gonna be, anime protagonist and nemesis kind of thing, and then you're just chill later on. But
Yes.
then, like Curly said, you have to identify the people who are just gonna be annihilatingly toxic every time, and just ignore them.
Ignore them.
Cut
Yeah,
them out.
just
That's the
don't
limit.
give them
You
the
don't interact.
satisfaction.
Don't feed the trolls. Yeah, I agree with that a lot, Curly.
Yes. And they're again, shout out to Seducing Vocals always, who invented this. Curly, do you remember the quote from him? The famous quote.
Oh yeah, like we're chill or something like that. Always chill, never give
Yeah,
like
nobody's
something
mad,
like
everyone's cool.
nobody's mad, everyone's cool. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
nobody's mad, everybody's cool. That is the quote. And that is the fundamental not the fundamental rule, but one of the
Yeah.
pillars of the society that we are trying to create here. Everyone, nobody's mad, everyone is cool. And
Yeah.
what that means is, yes, sometimes we are mad, but we don't say it. Sometimes we are mad, but we don't put it into Discord messages. Sometimes we are mad, but it never results in DMs.
We don't.
It
We
never
try
results
not
in more
to.
than 2 exclamation marks. It never results in targeting that same clan on a different day outside of outside of the context of doing the server war with them.
Okay.
So that I mean, among other things, among many other things, but the core essence of it is, no matter what happens in the server, you walk away from it happier because you played this game with the community, which is the goal.
Yeah.
Move to.
And you gotta learn to bury the hatchet with some stuff.
Yes, burying the
Like
hatchet.
sometimes be mad when it pisses you off, but remember to breathe and let it pass. Like the other day I was in an event and Alex, you know how he always likes to like punch people and stuff. I punched him and then he punched me and then he just hits me in the face with his axe for like 50 damage before like we're about to march out in an event where you only have one life. I'm like, bro, I was so mad. I was like, you just lost your bannerman. I'm gonna stay here for the entire round. Good luck. And then, I was like, I'm mad. I'm pissed off because I hate getting team hit like that. But then, a few minutes pass. Alex says sorry. I say it's all good. We get right back to the banter and like doing whatever we want and all that. So get mad in the moment, but let it pass. Don't take it personally. Don't hold grudges, and just like be chill.
Yes.
I think it's really important to have. I think Gage gets a lot of hate on by other people or whatever, but he has a really good like head on his shoulders, or like morals and values of like how to treat people in KOTF or not KOTF or in PB in general, overall the community. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, don't be a dickhead. Just simple as, don't be a dickhead. If you don't halt their serfs, because look how fucking hard it is to be a serf.
Yeah.
You can't fight as a serf. It's a pain in the dick to fucking get all this gear and all this stuff to go make armor for hours on end, and then you get halted and you lose it. It's like, man,
Right. I love that we don't halt serfs. I think that's one of the coolest
I
parts.
mean, don't get me
about
wrong.
us.
A lot of our members still do it because
I
they
catch
get
'em.
angry or whatever. But it is what it is. The idea, the value, the moral is, don't do it. Don't do it
Yeah.
because we don't want it done to us.
Yes,
Yeah, we're
it's
not
So it's
essentially
just
the Geneva Convention, like, don't shoot civilians.
Mhm.
Like, if a civilian picks up a gun and aims it at you, they are now a combatant. However, if they
course.
don't pick up a gun and if they don't aim it at you, they are not a combatant, not a legitimate
Right.
military target. And so
Yeah, I think that's
that
fair.
mentality applied to this would be, yeah, if they're 20% slower than you and can't even swing the same weapon you have as fast as you, then maybe that's not a good fight. Go find a good fight that you can get a clip from. Honestly,
yeah, it's like,
honestly,
yeah, go have some fun.
if
Actually,
people are
Yeah.
clipped from now on, if people are clipped halting serfs and killing them, it should be like shunned. Like, we should
Yeah,
you should
probably.
make some kind of like a wall
Punishment
of shame.
ceremony.
A wall of shame. Yes, we
I
need
mean,
a wall of shame
for
in PB.
KOTF members, sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, KOTF.
Flagellation.
We'll do it for
Because
KOTF.
that's the only thing that we can really worry about is
Yeah.
KOTF members.
That's
and
true.
That
Yeah,
is the point
we'll
that
do a
we're trying to
KOTF
make,
wall
is
of
like,
shame.
KOTF members don't do this.
Yeah.
We try not to do this. This is what we say don't do. And if we do it, or if we see it done, we call it out. Like, yo, don't do that. Just don't do it. Do you want it done to you? Do you want it done to us? And then they say no, but it's done anyway. I'm like, well, too bad. Just don't do it. Try to fight them.
Yes, and
It's like
there's
and then and don't get me wrong, a lot of our members get mad. I've seen Lamia, you've told me like, yeah, it's fucked. We can't. What do you mean we can't retaliate? Yeah, retaliate in a different way. Go out in groups of 5, go out in groups of 10, and go halt, go halt some geared guys. Go kill some guys. Go do something, instead
Yeah.
of just go halting serfs and getting a quick win, quick W, whatever, and just calling it quits.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. It's
Like even the first day of PB, we actually, once we got some gear, all of us went and guarded the mines, not just for us, but for anyone going in and trying to mine. We stopped all bandits and other, kind of like skullduggery that was trying to go on, and we had plenty of fights defending the mines, defending other people's serfs. We were doing that. It feels awesome.
Yeah.
We were the town watch because there isn't a town watch, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
Basically,
mean,
yeah.
that's just a different story. I think it's just more of like a values thing. I give all props to Gage, for having those values and instilling those values into this community. That's the reason why I've been so active with this community. I'm honestly, if it wasn't for Gage, I'm sucking his dick right now, but too bad. If it wasn't for Gage, none of my ideas would have become ideas. I wouldn't have wanted to do the things I'm doing. I
Right.
wouldn't be having the
And
conversations
he
I'm
gives you the
having.
platform and the free reign to do all that cool stuff that you do for
Yeah,
your RP and everything.
yeah, exactly. I'm doing so
Same.
much internal RP for like
Yeah, it's
KOTF or like
crazy.
for Vasconia. I have a lot of ideas. Personally, the map that Lee's creating, not that Lee, the mod, the whole
The
fucking
whole thing. I don't. Do we want
project
to?
that
Do we
we're
want to say that right
Group,
now?
yeah.
the whole project that we're
Should we save
creating is
that?
just a big project. I mean, we can just give a little teaser. It's just a big project that we're doing for KOTF to better
Yeah.
KOTF, and it's just making it so we can have the things that we want to do or that we've always wanted to do in PB, but in our own server and basically have fun.
Right. And it's because of that, again, you were easily the most involved knight with the most ideas and the most like actual work that you put in. And it's that and the fact that you guys are more focused on two-handed and shock trooping that I would love to join Vasconia. But again, for the same reason you
Yeah.
were saying that you love Gage, his values and all that, I will forever be Skara,
I'm
man. I
never,
am loyal to the king above all. He's worth it, man. I
I'm
love
never
Gage so
gonna,
much.
I'm never gonna like. I just tease you with that. That's just tease.
Yeah. No, I would though. I literally asked Gage. I was like, "Can I be in 2 Rat News? Because I really want to join Curly's." He's like, "No."
You
I'm
should
like,
be.
"Okay."
You should be a liaison.
No, they already tried that with Brave, and then Brave just
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
What?
Brave.
My boy.
I mean, I don't blame. I mean, it's not. It's
Well,
not
can you?
Brave's
You
fault.
can't blame him.
It was
It was
technically
Vasconia's
Vendetta's
fault for
fault.
being the better retinue.
Nah, it's Vendetta's fault for fucking getting Brave to or convincing Brave like, yo, come over, come over, come over.
No, it was
Basically on a
literally
daily
one day.
basis.
It was the same thing Lomi said. They were like, "Hey, Brave, what about being a liaison?" He's like, "That sounds cool." Next day, Brave leaves the Scar and is in Vasconia. I'm like, my
What if
boy.
we sent a liaison from Vasconia to the Scar?
I can
Well,
send you. The thing is, he wouldn't want anybody.
I want Brave
Yeah.
because he was like, "I'm the biggest Gauge Glazer." I was like, "Yo, get in line, boy."
Yeah, he is.
And now he's gone.
Now he's a curly glazer.
Yeah.
No, he's yeah. I just what it is.
Yeah. Be honest. Be honest.
Okay,
I'm
so
done with my painting. I think we're done with this.
Yes.
so can you explain that
topic.
painting? And I didn't want to interrupt the
This is my
conversation,
cancel.
but can you zoom in?
How do I zoom in?
Just
Control.
control
Shift.
scroll up.
Oh fuck. How much fucking
That's fine. So can you explain what this is?
my castle that I'm gonna be creating on our map?
Ooh,
Ooh,
a real one.
a real
Yeah,
one.
real castle.
Where
And
where
then
is
all
this?
the
This is-
all the castles that are being used on the main map are real castles.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's I mean it's not gonna be completely accurate. It's just a concept, right? So you're using the concept and then you make it your own with the Bannerlord aspects. That's a terrible fucking handwriting, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm sure they're enjoying the music
Yeah.
as well. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I was literally just like, I'm enjoying this music.
We've had a pretty nice. We have 60 viewers so far. We've had about 4 to 6
16 Or
concurrent.
60.
60
Nice.
in total. 4 to 6 concurrent. So that's pretty good. Thanks for watching, everyone.
I mean, I think it's a pretty good episode. I don't know what else you want to talk about. Kendra, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, we had one more. Kyndral was gonna have a topic for us, and then that was gonna be the last thing.
No, I'm not trying to start topics. I'm trying to yap endlessly about each one you prefer
All
or
right.
provide. I love it. This is I will say I didn't think it was going to start so soon. When you started the calls, like, oh god, it's now.
Yeah, no, same.
But then I just kind of got into it, and it's been a really good time. I've had a blast here. It was really nice.
Well, it's been a fantastic conversation, and I guess I'll have to test out how many people you can get before it gets too chaotic. Some of these internet issues I know I'm going to fix. I can guarantee it because I've been looking at my task manager, and yes, rest assured the future streams will have less difficulties. And you never know. If, by the way, last thing before you start leaving, we're really serious about the community gaining skills. It doesn't matter what clan you're in, doesn't matter like where you are, how new you are, whatever. If you can code, start making mods if you have the time. If you really love this community and want to contribute to it, these are the ways you can contribute to it. If you have the skills of computer technology, you know, IT, whatever, coding, you can make mods, you can make maps, you can make different things like that. I know that there are you know, a whole bunch of people who are already working on projects that you can hop onto, get advice from them, maybe just sit in a VC, watch them as they do. If you are creative, like a writer, you can write lore for your clan. You can make stories, like on PB, just as an independent guy. You don't even have to be in a clan. Just walk around, see what stories there are, tell them to others. Record things, make videos if you have a good enough computer. I know a lot of y'all have some great graphics. You spend thousands of dollars on these computers, and it essentially goes to waste. So when you stop playing this game, you know, nothing ever gets circulated. So whatever you have to say, whatever you think, whatever you make, because you definitely make stuff. That's what humans do. Whatever you make, share it with us. Share it with Bannerlord. Share it with the community, and it will be better. So yes, artists, modders, technical geniuses, writers, creatives, what else? What other things are there? If you're good at propaganda, make, you know, posters, advertisements for clans, like up and coming clans that we've never heard of. If you are good at, you know, sleuthing and like being an FBI agent, you can send me the DMs of clan leaders that I haven't interviewed yet, if you want. Because like every time a clan pops up, I don't get a notification. I don't have a bot for that yet, right? So I need send somebody something. That's the essence. Send somebody something, and the community will be better. That's the last thing I have to say. Thank you all for watching. I love you.